I love them. I love them. Back to the Shakeman Show here on Aquanet Radio. Marky B is in the house. When I say Marky B's in the house, it's time.
Hey! Oh, here we go again.
Marky is in the house. Woo! Yeah.
You like that, don't you?
I do like that.
Oh, man.
I had it all planned before you came in, brother. Yo. It ain't about this. It's about this. Pinky ring and bling bling and all that
because
stuff.
no one ever called me Marky Mark before.
Well, I'm actually calling you Marky B.
Marky B, all right.
Marky B, I'm calling
But
you.
you're associating with me. Well,
yeah, we can't use Marky Mark. It's already been taken.
Okay, that's creative.
So
I'm going to give it to you.
So Marky B is definitely in the house tonight. Talking about guitars and stuff like that.
Guitars and music, where it was, where it is, where it's going.
Yes, and you know what? It's cool to have Marky on here because, all right, I think we can stop that music now. After a while, it just gets on your nerves. It's a good vibration. Anyway.
Not getting on your nerves.
Anyway, like I said, I don't know you as well as the other guys that are in the band in old school. So it took, I got to know you, and I know a lot of you. I knew, and like I said, you go back ways with your music, man. And a lot of people don't know this about Mark, but Mark has toured the world, man, and he's been out there and he's been all around. And he's got some great stories from the road, man. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I was in this band called Tapping a Vein, and we were pretty big in Philadelphia in the late 90s. Then we got signed to Nuclear Blast Records. And I guess the first cool thing we really did was we went to Germany, where Nuclear Blast is, and we did like a local opener. And then we played with like The Cure at this festival. It was called the Zillow Festival.
Get out.
And that was really awesome. There's all these great European bands, and that's actually when I got familiar with a lot of European hard rock bands, and it was a whole nother world. But at any rate, that was a blast. Then we came back home and we did some domestic tours. We opened up for King's X, went across the country with them. That was great. In fact, I still talk to those guys. When I was in another cover band, whenever I play in North Jersey, Jerry Gaskell would come out with his girlfriend and come see me play. We'd hang out for a couple of days. It was just awesome.
That's awesome,
and
man.
The time of my life though was when we went to Europe. But first was King's X, and we were on tour with Opeth, and they had an opening act with them called Paradise Lost. So it was supposed to be a big tour, which was going to be Opeth, Paradise Lost opening for them, Lacuna Coil opening for them, and then we were going to be the openers, Tapping a Vein, and. Lacuna Coil couldn't make it. They had some issues with their passports or whatever. At any rate, it was just three bands. Paradise Lost took a liking to us to the point where by the time we got to the end of the tour out in California where it ended, they invited us to play Europe.
Cool.
So here I'm thinking they really dug the band, but it was really the guitar player from Paradise Lost like the singer. We had female vocalists.
Oh, there you go.
To make a long story
short,
you go. They're married now.
Oh,
but
cool.
So if I want to look at it this way, I could thank our singer for us getting to tour like 13 countries in Europe. So it was really a lot of fun. But touring in Europe's a whole nother deal. It was just so much fun. You're on a great tour bus, double-decker tour bus, two bands, and this is all kind of new to me. It's just, there's certain things that you have to learn when you're on tour like that.
Were you on an actual tour bus, or was it just like
no? It was an actual tour bus, and you did the things that you would see.
So it wasn't like the Volkswagen.
No. This is a double-decker, full-size tour bus. And when you went to the venue, it was like when you were a kid and you went to the Spectrum, you watched the bands load in, you'd see the tour bus or the limousine just drive down the ramp. Like that was what I got to do. It's like the tour bus would back into the venue. You get off the tour bus, you go into this room, and they'd have like just an unbelievable array of food. It was like if you've ever been to like a brunch at the Four Seasons, I mean, you had like 15 different kinds of breads, whether it was like croissants, sliced bread, French bread, all kinds of eggs. You had somebody making you food
me hungry,
there.
man.
Espresso, coffee.
I don't like the small bread. I don't like
any
the
of that
small
stuff.
bread.
You don't like the small bread?
So anyway,
Yeah,
it was
It's bigger than my salami.
All right.
Shut up.
So anyway, it was that kind of treatment that we had, but they would.
I don't want to fold it.
The more seasoned players would get on us like, you guys make too much noise on the bus. You're unzipping your bags. We hear everything you're bloody doing. Just pipe the. If you're gonna go into the other room, just go in there, do your business, and be done with it, mate. But and then there were certain things like on a tour bus. You're not supposed to poop on a bus. I think everybody kind of knows that. There's been many stories in the last several years about that kind of stuff. But one night in particular, the singer from Paradise Lost, great guy, but he gets a little antsy. And, he's like, does anybody smell that? Smell it? I think somebody shat on the bus. Joe, go check it out. And our bass player's kind of like meek and Mike goes, okay. So he goes in the bathroom and he says, yeah, somebody shit on the bus. And he goes, oh, dude, go find out who did it. So he walks off the tour bus. Now, our tour bus was open. There's all these people milling around. We're hanging out, people partying. And he actually goes out and said, did anybody do number 2 on the bus? And some girl actually admits it. She said, oh, I did. Was I not supposed to do it? He goes, no. So here we're telling the story the next day. And we had this guy that sold merch. Now, this guy comes from a lot of money. And his dad was a Formula One race car driver, but he wanted to have that kind of like what we would call like here in the States, like kind of like that ghetto kind of like thing about him, or that and so in England he had a Cockney accent. He tried to pull this Cockney accent on.
Right.
But it was kind of funny because we were telling the story because I wasn't there for it, but I heard it, and he goes, imagine that, a woman that's not embarrassed by her own faces. And I was like, who's this guy, Robin Leach?
Oh man, that's too funny.
That's just one of the
I have
goofballs.
something for you.
All right.
You ready?
No, this look. There's a little problem with this miniature thread. It's like I've been working with this now for about half an hour. And I can't figure out. Let's say I want a bite, right? You got this?
You'd like bigger bread?
Exactly. I don't understand how
You
it's
could
like.
fold this time. I mean, you could
Well, no, then it's half the size.
Half the bread. Fold the meat.
Yeah, but then it's
On the bread like this, see?
Sound familiar?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love that part. Anyway, you got to say what that guy said again. What did he say?
Imagine that, a woman that's not embarrassed by her own faces.
Oh man.
Yeah, so anyway, that was that's pretty much what it came down to.
Oh man, that's too funny. Anyway, Mark told me this story one night. It was during one of our breaks, man. I could not stop laughing. My chest. I was like, "How am I going to get back on stage and perform? I can't even. I couldn't even get up. I was down on one knee. I was like, oh my god,
it was like that kind of crazy stuff almost every single night. It was something different. So if all I could say is any musician that ever gets a chance to tour like that, don't think about the money because you're not going to make a whole lot of money unless you're the Rolling Stones, Aerosmith, or Slash.
right?
But do it. The experience is great. You'll come back with a smile on your face for like 6 months, even though you don't have a job, if that's the case.
And if you're in Europe, do not poop on the bus.
Yeah. Or no, even here too. It's just you're not supposed to do.
Oh, you're not supposed to do it here? No pooping on the bus?
No.
So what are you supposed to do if you have to pinch a loaf?
Yes, the bus driver said, Zippy. I said, Zippy. I said, you coming to a rest stop? And he goes, what's the matter, mate? You got to take a poop? It's like, so he goes, I think I'm ready for a bite anyway. So he'd stop at the next
rest stop.
Yeah,
whatever.
rest stop and and like the truck stops over there are like incredible. They're really good. Yeah, great food, unbelievable. Even here, one of the things that people like think of truck stops is some dirty place, but truck stops are great. They're great to take a shower at. They're good. The food is great. I had better jambalaya at a truck stop than I actually did in Arlen's. It's
Really?
unbelievable. Yeah. And that too.
So when you had a Dewey, you just asked the guy to get off the next rest stop.
Right.
I gotta. Oh man, I always love that story. That's why I said you had to tell that story on the show tonight because it's freaking awesome. Anyway, you still there, Paulie?
Yes, me panties are in a bunch.
They're in a bunch right now. What are you up to?
I'm
What do you?
put me knickers in, you know.
Hey, we got Lottie on the phone there. What's going on, man?
You know.
The
just
same
sitting
old.
here listening.
Yeah, having a blast as always. We're always having a blast. So when you coming back in?
There's Henry Hill over here. I'm just listening.
Henry just passed away
I
recently,
know.
didn't he?
Yeah, unbelievable.
Yeah, he's dead, man.
Wow,
You
but
know.
guess what? He, natural causes.
At least he didn't get whacked.
I know he didn't get whacked. Jimmy never got out, I guess.
He
huh?
never had to go, what
That's
the?
what they
Hey!
want you to say.
He never got whacked, right? No, he. From what they say, he could have died from anything, but I think they said natural causes.
It was very natural, if you know what I mean.
Oh man, yeah.
Yo,
So
take those plastic bags and get them out of here.
chop them up in pieces. But no, that's what they said. They said it was, natural causes. So he lasted all them years in the witness protection program. How about that? And you remember the times he used to come on Howard all the time?
Yeah.
And a lot of people's like, that ain't him. I was like, yes, it is. It is really Henry Hill. People did not believe that, and it was. He used to call into the Howard Stern show all the time, and they would always talk. And he would, and Howard would always he'd be like, so Henry, where you at today? Where you at these days? He's like, oh, Howard, do you think I'm stupid? You really think I'm going to tell you where I'm at? But yeah. So
Oh, I got a request. Who was the dude that played in, was it Mark? Who did Mark Steele play with? Was that a band called Steele?
Steeler,
Steeler.
Mark Steele.
Or it was some.
Was it just Steele?
Who's the guy? He kind of had the old school Joe Perry look, long dark hair with a gray strip in it. Was that him?
Ron Keel.
Ron Keel.
Yes,
That's who it was.
Steeler.
Yeah.
He was in the band Steeler,
That's
actually.
who I'm thinking about. I met him backstage at one of the King's X shows, and I was asking what he was doing, floating around because he wasn't really supposed to be there, and he was just writing a book. But yeah, one of the cool people I met, really cool people. I never knew what he was all about. Do you have anything?
I do. And guess what? It's funny because I do have that in my library, and it just didn't download on this computer. And I don't know why, but I'm sure we could find some of them. We could find Steeler for you. But before we get to that, we will get some Steeler on for Mark tonight. And hey, that's a good request, by the way. We usually get some good oddball ones. That's a good one. But anyway, as I promise every show for you lovely ladies, we're going to do the ballot block for you, and it is brought to you by PrecisionGuitarTech.com.
Oh, thank you so much.
And that is Mark Berger's thing. Tell us a little bit about your,
Oh, okay.
A lot of people don't know what you do.
Okay, this is actually kind of crazy. We're actually, where are we? Fairless Hills?
Yes,
I used to
Fairly
work
Hills, PA.
in Ben Salem at a guitar factory called Hoshino, which is really Ibanez Guitars. And I got my start in, I guess a long time ago. And they actually were kind enough to just bring this kid in, me. They trained me, all the guys from Japan, the luthier, master luthiers. They taught me how to build, fix guitars, do all that stuff. I got to work with Stanley Jordan, Vinnie Moore, Steve Vai, all those cats.
Oh, cool.
And, do some really great stuff. Then I went on to work with another luthier in Center City, and then I started my own business, fixing guitars, doing all that stuff for people. And then after a while, I got a job and I didn't do that anymore. But after I went on tour, I got back. In between tours, I started, because I didn't have work, I started fixing people's guitars again, just by chance. I said, let me take a look at it. And they liked it so much that they said, do you have any business cards? And I was like, well, I'll make some up. I made some up. I started passing them around. And mostly because of word of mouth, people have been calling me all the time. I've been fixing guitars, I guess, for like 25 years. And people
that's
seem to
awesome.
like my work. And the name of the business is Precision Guitar Tech, and tech is spelled T-E-K. So it's precisionguitartech.com. And anybody that's in need of any kind of guitar service, repairs, whatever, give me a call.
Right, you can go there. You can call 215-280-3903, or you can email Mark at mburkert, that's MBURKERT, at earthlink.net. So, You know, hook up Mark. He does great work, man. The reputation and what I hear is you do awesome work on the guitars.
Yeah, and I get a lot of students from the University of the Arts, the teachers there, professors at Temple, at the jazz program. All those cats come to me, people like Chuck Treese, big people that are like big session cats in Philadelphia, Kurt Chambers, a lot of people that are, they work making music, and they don't want to trust their instruments with anybody else or go to a store or anything like that where you just drop the instrument off and pick it up and they say it's done, it's $150, and you're like, yeah, I guess. I mean, with me, I go over everything with you. It's like real thorough. I'll even do like setups or even fret dressings while people wait. This way they're not driving an hour away to drop it off, come back. I don't want there to be any of that psychological crap. Just you come, you get your guitar worked on, you leave, you're happy right away. There's no BS. There's no like, well, wait a minute. It was nice when when you worked on a guitar. Now it's changed. Even if you're satisfied when you leave, like a week later, you call me like, you know what, the thing's buzzing a little bit or something like that. You just come back. I mean, I take care of people. It's a very personable type of business. I'm not out to like clean anybody's pockets out. Because I also have another business. I'm not trying to rob people.
Right.
I'm not.
Right. Well, that's what I heard about you.
Yeah, it's like I work with people, especially working musicians, students, that sort of thing.
Right, and that's what I heard. Yeah, like you're very honest about what you do, and you're cool about even like people that can't really afford a lot. You work with the people.
Absolutely,
it's awesome.
I even do mercy cases for people of like, I took it to this guy and like he charged me all this money, and now things worse than when I brought it. And I said, it's cool. I'll work with you.
Right. Right, and that's precisionguitartech.com. You can look it up there. Go right on precisionguitartech.com. That is the website. And if you want any work done, and like I said, this guy speaks for himself. He does great work. And you can call him at 215-280-3903, or you can email him at mburkert, that's MBURKERT, at earthlink.net. And Precision Guitar Tech is going to sponsor our ballot block tonight.
All right.
So let's get started with the ballot block on the Shakeman Show on Aquanet Radio.